Welcome back to my studio. If you're new here, my name is Tamsin and I'm the artist behind I Knit Illustration. Today I'm going to be reorganizing my entire studio. It's something that I've been meaning to do for months now, and even today I'm not feeling the most motivated to do it, but it really needs doing, so I'm going to push through it and get it done. So the first thing I need to work out is where I'm going to put everything. At the moment this is my packing table, and underneath it I have all of these packing supplies. In this organization unit I also have my pegboard on the wall here, which kind of goes nicely with the packing table. I do want to move the packing table though, and I don't want to move the pegboard, so I'm not sure how it's going to work. Then over here I'm probably not really going to change anything, and this desk area is going to stay here. So these are my labels for my thermal printer, and then this is like some tissue papers and some supplies for taking flat lay photos. In here I have backing cards, and at the bottom here is just kind of like my junk tray, and I really need to have a little bit of tidiness in my life, so this will probably just go. Over here we have a little kitty. That's Yoshi. Yoshi? Yoshi! 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 He's being ignorant. On this table, this is my main desk, and I have my sticker sheets over here. I've got my Cricut. It usually sits right in the corner over there. So for the most part, this is always pretty clear, which I like, because when I'm doing orders, I will lay them all out as you've seen in some of my packing videos and my studio vlogs. I'll put one up here for you to watch if you'd like to have a look at that. Over here is where I keep my printers, my computer, my label printer, my laminator. It all stays on this desk. This works really well because I need the printers to be connected by USB to my Mac. However, what I have in mind is moving my Mac over to the packing table behind me, and I would probably need to move the printers and all the stuff as well. The only problem is with this area here, I have a plug socket right below there, but with this area here, the nearest plug socket is way behind this. That's not super convenient, and I also have to duck under there every time I want to turn the plugs on and off. But the reason I want to move the packing table to this area is just because this area is getting a lot of light from this window and then also from the window over there in my bedroom. Whereas over here, I have this wall blocking the light coming from that way. So it ends up being quite dull. And I've noticed in some of my videos, if it gets a little bit too dark, then even with the ring lights and things like that, it doesn't light it up enough. So really there's a lot of obstacles to overcome with changing around the studio. I think I'm just gonna have to figure it out as I go. In these drawers, I have blue tack, rulers, patron supplies, random junk, random junk, random junk. This is just so unorganized, and I really believe in that saying where it's your room is a reflection of your mental state. So I really want to just clean this all up and make it just feel a lot cleaner, especially to work in. I feel that's super important. Okay, so you're gonna pretend that I'm not showing this to you right now, but this is a tub of candles and incense and basically all my witchy stuff that I like to use. And this is a tub of super random stuff. I've got baskets in there for foraging or something. And then I have sketchbooks under here. I'm not really sure what this is, but this is all gonna get cleared out today as well. And then if we look from directly below that, here I have just a bunch of stuff that I just never use anymore. Old sticker paper, old drawings. And with this area here, I actually want to remove all of it and redo it because some of the things I'm feeling just aren't, I don't know if it's pink enough, but just aren't really fitting with what I want to go for. It's currently 2 o'clock. I'm hoping it only takes a couple of hours, but I really am thinking that the area below my desk here is probably going to take a couple of hours on its own. So I think the best thing to do is start with the worst area, and things like changing around the packing tables and the artwork that's on the wall. That's kind of exciting to me, so I'm gonna leave that for last so I have something to look forward to. So now I need to get bin bags and we're gonna go through these tubs. I'm really hoping that I can get rid of like 90% of the stuff that's in there. So I finally managed to clear this area. It's so messy right now, but I have organized this tub. So right now I'm gonna move all of this stuff out. It's the last task that I really don't want to do. Okay, so I cleaned up and now I've just made it a giant mess. And this stuff is stuff that's been there for a good couple of years that I just haven't looked at. Most of it is going to be stuff that I do not need anymore. I am obviously going to keep stuff like this though, which is old artwork. 2019. I think my style has changed just a little bit. Even that, I don't know if that's fully my style. I want it to be that style, but my art always feels like it changes. It's kind of annoying. Even just looking at this inspires me as well to make art. So I think that's definitely a good thing to do, is keep your old art. So far from all of this, I've gotten 2 bags full of rubbish. I'm just about to open another one and get rid of hopefully more than half of this stuff here. Okay, so this area, even in there, it's all clean now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move over this unit to there. Okay, so I have managed to move it. I was gonna kind of move it that way, but I realized I'm not gonna be able to use those little sections if I do that. All my boxes of cards won't actually fit into that, so I'm either gonna have to get crates like that and put them in, which I don't think is the best idea, just because you're not gonna see them there, so I feel like it's a waste of the crates, to be honest. But it's now 6 o'clock and this is where we are. There's still quite a bit to do. As you can tell, I still have to move everything. I still have to organize those drawers. So I might need to update you tomorrow on how this all looks because it's just getting so late now. But I'm gonna see what I can get done tonight and then I will show you hopefully the results in the morning. If you can see it because my window is pretty dirty, but there's quite a few butterflies on this plant on my pergola. There's one here, that's one there, and where is the other one? Up there. So this is how the studio looks now that it's daytime and everything has been done now. And I think having the computer and the printers here actually goes quite nicely. I do want to make this a little bit more collagey and have more pinks, because right now it feels more bluey purple. But underneath here I've put my Oracle decks. I've still got the things that I had there before. I've put my inks for my printer here, and I think that's just so convenient. And also with it being this side, I actually have room under the desk for the chair and for like my legs when I'm working at the desk. Back when the computer was here or there, I had this over here and it was kind of like in the way, so it didn't really feel comfy. I'm gonna quickly get a cup of tea and then give you like a proper tour. Okay, now I've got my tea, I can kind of like show you what I've done. So I said I was going to keep the pegboard here. There's still a couple of things that I need to do around this area, like fill in these holes that you can see, do a little bit of painting there as well. And what I've done over here is I've actually put all the Cricut mats that I can use that still have a bit of stickiness onto the pegboard hook here. It's also a really handy way of hiding more like little chips in the wall. And then that's the things that I showed you about in the beginning. So it's things like acrylic standees, washi tapes, phone grips, all that kind of stuff in there. Over here I put my printers. They need to be right by the Mac. Hi! So they have to be in like close proximity because of the USB. I just put a few pictures on the wall and I hung this like star banner thingy all over here as well. I cleaned yesterday and then this morning the tables were already like, they had like a little bit of dust on them. I feel like that's the one thing with white desks is that the dust just shows up so easily. But maybe that's a good thing because then I can keep it like tidy more often. I really want to get a new label printer that's pink, and I also want to get new printers that are white. That'll cost me, the printers will probably be around the 450 region, and I think the label printer is going to be about 150. I'm not entirely sure, but that's what I want to do. So I'm going to need to like save up and get to that eventually, but I think that will look so nice with the whole like aesthetic, with all the pinks and the whites. And the only thing that, I mean, I still feel like it goes, but obviously my Cricut is green. But I feel like it's pastel enough that it kind of like blends with all of the pinks and stuff. Okay, and then so under here, like I said before, these are my boxes of Oracle decks, and I've got my ink over there. And around this side, I've got my Royal Mail like parcel checker thing, so to check if the thickness of the packages is right for either letter or large letter. Behind that, I've put the Cricut mats that I have by a different brand that don't have like the little hook, so they can't go up on the pegboard. Only really annoying thing with this being here is the plug that I told you about. It's literally right behind here, so I have to climb on the desk just to turn off my plugs. So in here I've just got printer paper, and then I've got boxes for like my AirPods, my iPad, etc. And then I've got all of these binders full of like old taxes and old art, and also the story from when I wanted to be an author. I still want to do that eventually. And then back here I just have photo frames and my Blackpink light stick box. And then in there, that is just all of it is old art and old like business notebooks. Then over here, this is the first drawer. This is just like wires and stuff, my sellotape. And then under here, I've got some Patreon stuff, lots of wax stamps and waxing sticks in here. Over there is just like past products. So if I take this out, this was from the Coffee Witch theme. So I actually have a few of these left because I ordered quite a bunch of these. But these are things that I'm thinking, like if I make my own website or shop, maybe I could put like some leftovers up in there. Maybe I can even do that on Etsy, but some of the stuff that I've got is like this, so it's like Hello Kitty, so I may need to make my own shop for that. Then over here is, it's a bit of a mess, but this is like little supplies and stuff that I'll use for Patreon packages, so like little snowflake sprinkles, like if it's a winter themed package, some confetti. This was from when I had my fun fair theme. And then up here I have just like paperwork, and over here I have, I think it's like, yeah, this is like scrapbooking stuff and also stuff for like making things, so like making clay things. I also put the bookmark tassels in here. There's just a bunch of stuff, and then I put my hammers and stuff in here for when I need to like hang stuff up on the wall. And I also have this so that I can try and fill in those holes today. Actually, I'm going to put that on here so I don't forget. And then the last drawer is kind of like a random drawer, and I knew I shouldn't do this, but I literally had nowhere to put the stuff. So I've got like some yarns and stuff, then I've got some old, not old, I've got some like A5 laminating pouches. This is my box of incense, candles, and cornflour. This feels really embarrassing, but I actually use it as a powder with my makeup, so I keep it up here as well. I should actually move it over though. And then I've got like some branches and stuff. This was from when I went to Centre Parks. It's so special. It's just like so pretty as well. I don't know if I'm super weird for collecting things like that, but I like nature. So back there I have like my softbox, tripods and things like that. Over here I've got my glue guns. I didn't actually really know where to put these, but this was the perfect area for them because up here is where I will package up the Patreon packages. And I have my guillotine. Then over here you've seen this whole packing area before, and you've seen that I have like my printer papers, my stickers, and my laminating pouches. And then these are all my envelopes. Those are like little glassine bags, things like that. And then my packaging boxes. And then over here I have 2 empty online label boxes because when I laminate, sometimes the paper comes out like a bit like wobbly and I really wanted it to have like a flat level, so I put this either side of the laminator and then it kind of like keeps it at the same level. And then yeah, this is my tissue papers and like colored envelopes, that kind of stuff, and flat lay things. And I've got some thank you cards, and this I bought because I really love the look of it, but actually I don't really use this drawer very often. I have these crystals, citrine crystals. Okay, and then over here I've shown you before, but it's like my oracle decks and everything, and I put my laminator here because there's a plug behind there, so I'll bring it out when I need to laminate, and I can just kind of like laminate here and then put it straight into the Cricut machine if I need to. I might need to move these up a little bit. Up here I just tidied this area up, but it just kind of like brightens the whole room. Like everything just feels less cluttered and like a lot brighter in here. I haven't even got like my ring light on now, and usually I would always have that on. And I put my sticker sheets there, my keyring holder there, prints. I've got to cut these prints so that I can store them. And then over here is the new packing table. It feels a little bit eclectic with all the different things. I think I would like to change that out for another pink crate and keep like the pink theme going. I do really love the purple, but I feel like the pink is more like what the studio should revolve around. Like that should be the theme, like the pink and white theme, for now at least. I've got washi tapes, I've got colouring books, stickers, phone grips, more phone grips, some extra sticker sheets and like freebies and stuff in there, and my thank you cards and my Patreon little cards in there. And then I've got my acrylic standee. I feel like she deserves a little close-up. And she's also with my Sonia Stegman acrylic standee as well. And this is of her character Esmeralda, Essie, and I can't get it to focus on her. But she's so cute. I got them both there. And I got a couple of my pendulum board designs there. They actually work really well as like coasters. So I am thinking, do I want to maybe make like little acrylic coasters at some point? I don't know. I don't know if that's something people would be interested in. And then I made like a new collage wall of all these prints. I've got prints by Miss Butter D, Daniela, and then I've also got prints from Maragona Suli Art. Of course, I also have my prints from Sonia. I really just want to get like a bunch of artworks on this wall by different artists. I feel like the colors kind of go quite nicely with this section here. At the moment, that's how I feel anyway. With how it looked before, I wasn't too sure about how all the colors were going together. It kind of felt like a mess, whereas now I feel like it's kind of more pink tones than anything else. So I'm super happy with how this all turned out looking. It just took so long to do, but I definitely feel like this is going to be better in the long term. Oh, also I forgot to say, you know, I had that big giant tubs that I was organizing things into, well, I thought it probably was taking up too much room. I was going to put it underneath by the desk, like with the computer and stuff, but it would have taken up the leg area and area to push the chair in. So that's why instead I organized all of the things into there. I'm still kind of unsure about this area here, to be honest. I feel like these things, like incense and stuff, shouldn't really be in my art studio, but right now I don't have anywhere else to put it. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about how doing this art room reorganizing kind of thing made me feel. So recently I have been feeling a lot like a failure lately with my business, and I feel like that's pretty depressing to say, but I also feel like it's important to kind of show that not everything is like as it seems. If like, you know, you're on Instagram and everything just looks happy, and yeah, it's not been like that for me behind the scenes. It's actually been quite challenging lately, and so I've been in this place where I've been feeling like I haven't been reaching my business goals, and most of the time I feel absolutely fine with where my art is at the moment. I mean, there are still things obviously that I want to improve on or I want to make, and I'm hoping to use some upcoming months to work on that kind of stuff. But the main thing that I am really struggling with is the business side of things. I kind of feel like I'm in limbo in a sense, and Etsy at the moment has been a bit up and down for me. And I also do feel like my shop always reflects like how I am mentally as well, which is so weird, but I feel like when I'm feeling more down and unsure about what I'm doing, then my Etsy shop will be quite quiet as well, which is what I've noticed in the last week or so, which can be a good thing because it gives you that time to either focus on drawing or time to just like be yourself and reflect on your life and like where you are, like I have been, like what am I doing. And I've spent a lot of time self-reflecting. I don't know about you, but I feel like there's just a massive shift/change happening. I don't feel like it's anything specific. I feel like it's all on us individually, but then also, you know, you've got things like AI and new meta apps and things like that, and new social medias and things. I feel like there's just a little bit of change in the air, and that's very much how I've been personally feeling with my business. I want to change how I'm doing Patreon. I want to change what I'm selling on Etsy, not majorly, but just like clean it up a little bit, like have like a digital decluttering. I really feel like doing that is just going to help a lot with my business, because I'll just feel like happier in what I'm selling. And I know that when I don't really like what I'm selling, it doesn't feel like it really reflects that in my shop as well. I don't know why, I just feel like so energetically connected to like my business, and it just feels like it's always reflecting how I'm feeling. So I'm currently sat in my art studio, and you know, it's all like clean and fresh, and it just makes me feel like I want to create now, and I want to make new things, and I want to start putting my plans into action. I have all these plans for Etsy, Patreon, all these different things. I have like ideas and things that I want to implement, and it just is so weird how cleaning up your workspace can just make you feel like you can accomplish this better. I feel like we're so connected to, you know, the energies around us and our environment, and it feels like it's such a reflection of where we are mentally. And I feel like even just by cleaning your room, you can just feel a little bit more at ease. And I also feel like the motion and action of decluttering and tidying your room just like gets rid of anxious energies or any like pent up energies that you've been feeling. With decluttering my studio, you know, in the beginning I had a little mental breakdown. I was listening to a podcast that was saying about you know, social media can be quite pressuring for us all, and it all feels like quite performative, and you know you've always got to post, and it's a lot of pressure. Anyway, so I was listening to this and it applied to like how I was feeling with my business, so I had a little cry and it was therapeutic though. And then I just put on some music and I just, you know, was tidying, decluttering, and it just kind of took away all of how I was feeling. Obviously I still am feeling how I've been feeling, but it's not as such a like big scale. I feel like I can actually move forward with it now rather than feeling like overwhelmed by it all and needing to stay in bed. Now I feel like, okay, well, what are we going to do about it? And I've always kind of been of that mindset. I really hate being like, you know, feeling sorry for myself. I like to change things so that I can feel better. I like to actually put action into things and, you know, change such situations rather than just being sad about them. But I felt like lately I just really struggled to put the action in, and I just was feeling just very overwhelmed. And it's been a rough couple of years, to be honest, of me having like really high anxiety with last year on Etsy around Christmas. Like, I don't know why, but I just had really high anxiety from dealing with customers and stuff like that, and it just felt like a lot last year, and I think that just carried on. And when I started to feel better about that, it turned into like not really feeling in the best place with like my art, and then it turned into not feeling in the best place with my business. And I think it's just all a lot of situations sparking the need for change. Let me know if you've been feeling similar as well. I just want you to know that things do change, they don't always stay the same, and that one of my like favorite life quote things is, it's not a bad life, it's just a bad day. And although sometimes that day can feel like months and weeks or years or whatever, it does get better. It truly does get better, and I want you to keep on going, and I'm also going to be right there with you, and I'm going to keep on going, and we've got this. Things are definitely going to turn around for us, because that's just life. Things don't stay the same, they are always changing. It's good for us to be adaptable and to go with the flow. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. It means the world to me to have you on my channel and to have you watching this. If you like the video, I would really love it if you would subscribe, and I hope you have the most wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.